you're here today to see Miss Cathryn Castle, and I think you saw some friendly faces. So
I did. There are some people who survived my session yesterday, so that's a good sign for the rest of you this morning.
Yeah. So I'm just going to let her take it away.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're here to talk about your website, but not about you. Could be controversial right out of the gate. This is brand new information that I've just learned, and it's the first time that I'm actually presenting it to a crowd. So I'm sort of still in the learning with you process of this, but we're going to jump right into the limbic system of your brain and talk a little bit about the neuroscience of buying decisions, because every single buying decision that you make is hardwired into your brain. It's called the mythic story of the hero's journey. And that's basically, we're all here to survive and not die and then thrive in the middle. So we're here to peak before we die. And the peak experience is all the things that we consume, that we buy, that we do, all the experiences that we have. It's not new information that I'm going to present in this. Joseph Campbell made it famous in the 1940s, and a guy called Donald Miller wrote about it in 2017 and again in 2025 with the Story Brand books. I recommend that you purchase the Building a Story Brand book or Audible and use that. You can actually use the original version, same as the second version. You can find the original version in used bookstores, but buy it and have it in your break room so that everybody gets on board with what story branding is. And I'm going to run through it really quickly. A character, the hero, wants or needs a thing. They encounter a problem before they can get it. This is classic Disney. You're in Disney everything right now. It's the Disney journey. They meet a guide, you, who gives them a plan, which is your product or service, that solves the problem and wins the day. You call them to action, and they hire you or buy from you. And then the good thing about that is they get what they want and you get their money, and then everybody lives. So the hero's journey story arc is really simple. Character needs a thing, encounters a problem, finds a guide, gives them a plan. Boom, they get the action, buy now, do this, join us. They succeed wildly, and so does your business. And everybody avoids failure. So that's the whole game here. Your customer is the hero. Your website needs to be the hero too, okay? It needs to be about your customer. So how are we going to make the customer the hero of your website when you've got your feet planted and saying, my website is my piece of real estate on the interweb. It's mine. It belongs to me. It's about me. We're going to flip the narrative on that, or at least we're going to try to today, or we're going to at least consider it. The 7 key concepts that we're going to use here are identifying your ideal customer, be a problem solver, position your brand as the guide, not as the hero, demonstrate empathy and authority practically simultaneously, different ends of the same balancing board with your customer. Then you're going to offer them a plan and a call to action, and you're going to reinforce their experience of happily ever after. We want them to survive and thrive and do it again and again and again. Then we're going to continue to celebrate and support their success. How are we going to fit all that on your main page? We're going to boil it down to 3 things: a promise, a proof, and a plan. The character wants or needs the thing, so we're going to make the customer the hero of the story. We're going to speak directly to them, to what they want and need. And we're going to use you language instead of we. We've been open since 1999. We have a 3,000 square foot swimming pool, and we have 3 levels, and we have complimentary parking, and we. I don't care. I don't care. I want me. I want. So we're going to flip the script on your website using you language instead of we. We goes at the bottom. After they get what they want, then they can learn more about you and your swimming pool and your parking space. Focus on their goals instead of your credentials. This is like wah wah. You all got taught to put your credentials front and center, big, to talk all about how awesome you are because you're the heroes. We're going to change that. Are going to invite you to consider changing it. So number 2, they encounter a problem. They need a thing, but they don't know what the thing is that they need or want. And they don't yet speak our language. So they're coming to our website, and we're speaking to them in Scuba speak, but we haven't taught them what the language is yet. That doesn't work, because if you're talking to me in Portuguese right now, I'm learning Portuguese, but I don't fully understand it. So I might, well, I quite often say things that offend people when I speak in Portuguese. So ask my contractor. So you need to address your customers' pain points, their concerns, their aspirations, their emotions, before you tell them how great you are and what you sell. Because they don't know what a regulator is, and they sure as hell don't know what a rebreather is. So don't put that front and center, even if rebreathers are your specialty. They need a guide, you, in this case, your website, and your key elements of the 7-point process are you're going to provide yourself as a worthy guide. We get you, we feel you, we understand you, we want to help you. We know how. Come with us, join us. You're going to be a worthy guide by providing empathy and authority. Come do this with us. You can trust us. We have to build trust. Clarity creates connection. Consistency builds trust. So what you're going to do now is you are going to give them the plan. We're going to do that at the top of the website. And we'll get to the framing of the website as we move through this. You're going to give them a clear, simple path to follow. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And you can even number them. It's 3 easy steps. You do this, this, and this, and then bingo, you're a superhero. The call to action. Couple different types of calls to action. Direct call to action. Do this. Schedule a visit. Book your discovery dive. Buy now. Reserve your spot. And as Nike used to say, but is now changing, just do it. And I'll talk a little bit about the Nike methodology a little bit later if we have some time, because it's some interesting stuff that's happening with Nike right now. Transitional calls to action are if they didn't buy the buy now, we go again. Like when you're talking to a 10-year-old and you say, put your shoes on, and they don't do it yet. And you say, hey, circle back, like, let's sit down and have you put on your shoes. Right before you say, 1. So learn more. Download our free guide. Ask our experts. Immerse yourself. You first want to do the empathy and authority thing by now. Schedule a call. But then if that doesn't work, a little farther down the website, you've got this really soft transitional call to action. Like, learn more. Not ready yet? Learn more. And number 6, they succeed. When they succeed, we succeed. The key element here is to help them envision what their life is going to look like after they buy the thing, after they do the thing with you. You have specific outcomes and metrics here. Customer success stories. Well, I call them the transformation story. Before and after scenarios. The emotional benefits of the transformation. After you learn to defy gravity, the weight of the world is going to come off your shoulders. Immerse yourself in our underwater world. Defy gravity. Be buoyant. Enjoy. That's not scuba diving. That's fixing all their problems. You tell people you're going to make them weightless and you're going to take gravity away and reduce their stress, sign me up. Is anybody old enough to remember Calgon? Calgon. Let's leverage that. It worked in the 70s and 80s. It'll work for us again. But lastly, we have to remind them to avoid failure. And you might have to be a little careful with this because get in, loser only works in the movies. But you have to let them understand that there's a consequence of being a loser. There's a consequence if you don't do business with us. You need to lean into their FOMO a little bit because actually the limbic system of the brain that's making the buying decisions is also afraid to F up. They want to buy the thing not because it's the rational thing to do. They want to buy the thing because they feel something about it. So you have to leverage what happens if you don't join us. If you don't join us, you're going to be bound to the earth for the rest of your life. Gravity's going to hold you down forever. Come on, get buoyant with us. Go explore. 70% of the world is covered in water. If you don't know how to breathe underwater, you're missing out. You got to come do this thing. Get in, loser. Some one little subtle ways. Get that FOMO message across. And again, I didn't make any of this up. This guy perfected it. Donald Miller did a beautiful job. Let's review the 7 key concepts, and then we're going to go back into the proof, promise, and the other P that I can't remember right this second. Identify your ideal customer. Be a problem solver. Position your brand as the guide, not as the hero. You are Yoda. You don't get a lightsaber. You're Yoda. Be Yoda. Demonstrate empathy and authority, and don't be afraid to say, okay, everyone stand up and come over here with me, because they will. Offer a clear action plan and then call them to action, because the kid won't put the shoes on until you tell them to. Reinforce the happily ever after, because every single thing you're buying is about being slimmer or fitter or having silkier hair or having improved memory or having a better night's sleep. We live for better. Tell them what better is going to look like when they do business with you. And again, celebrate, 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 and support their success. Common problems your website has. You wondered when we were going to get to your website, right? The we trap. We do this, we do that, we're awesome, we sell this and that and the other thing that nobody understands what it is yet. Feature overload. You give them too many things. If you list every single brand on the main page and they don't know what any of those things are, all you're giving them is information they don't understand. Unclear calls to action that don't say buy now or check us out or schedule a call. Missing the stakes, not knowing what the FOMO is all about. You have to include the emotional element of what's going to happen if you don't act now. Act today, limited offer. Do it now. How many of you fall for that? Because I know I do. Complex messaging. Make it simple. Clarity is connection. Clarity is key. Clarity is connection. Consistency builds trust. Simple fixes on this are customer-focused language, benefits before features. You'll have all the time in the world to tell them what the features are of the thing. Right now, you just tell them how great it's going to be for them once they do the thing or buy the thing or experience the thing. Again, strong calls to action. You need this, buy this now. Join me. Say what's at stake, simplify. The promise of all of this. If I want your money, I have to reach into your heart and grab your heart by the throat. That's the only thing that's going to get you to open your wallet and give me your money. You have to feel good about giving me your money, unless it's the electricity bill, and that's just a thing you have to do. The promise on the SB7 wireframe, this is now we're imagining what your website looks like, and you can bring up your website and scroll along if you want to. This is the hero section of your website. This is the main page, top of the fold, basically. It's the first thing people are going to see on your website. I'm not a web designer. I'm a content creator, and I'm smart enough to hire web designers to do the heavy lifting for me. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that, and I'll answer some specific questions about designers and working with them. But here's the key elements that are going to be at the very top. The headline is an action headline. Imagine yourself floating weightless on top of a coral reef. Imagine looking down at the underwater world below you. Imagine hearing the sound of a dolphin when you're swimming in the water. Picture this. Think of what it's going to feel like when you join us. Think of where you want to go in the world and what you want to see. What's your favorite animal underwater, etc. Like, put them in the imagination mode. That's your headline. Your headline is some sort of imagination action. So you go action verbs on that. Next, on your subhead, at my business name goes here, we help you. We understand you. We're in the business of transformation. We can transform everyday humans into aquatic superheroes. We can take an absolutely dry land person and turn them into an aquatic adventurer. We do this. We feel you. We're here for you. Top line is you, imagining a thing, then it's us. Put them first. They go above us. Primary call to action is schedule your discovery. Something as simple as a picture of you on a couch with the primary call to action, come sit by me. Let's talk about your aquatic adventures. That's safe. Instead of me showing you a picture of a rebreather and saying, here, put this thing on. Everybody knows how to sit on a couch, so let's start with the soft sell. Come sit by me. Let's talk. We want to connect with these people, but we're not letting our website do that job for us. Transitional, learn more. Watch this video. Ask for information. Let us send you a guide. Download this. The visual is a visual image that is comforting and safe and something that somebody who's never been on scuba can relate to. The dolphin, the whale, use the charismatic megafauna, the big stuff that everybody can identify with and love. And even something as simple as somebody holding a plush dolphin toy and having a squeeze of that. Like, have you ever imagined what it would be like to hug a dolphin? And then you have them with a plushy toy, and they're like, oh, that would be so nice. And then you have the video that leads into the dolphin swim or something like that. Then the supporting message. Your headline is going to have action verbs. Discover, imagine, enjoy, immerse. You need to have action in it. And also watch your language. I'm a little bit of a word nerd, but words like incredible, that actually means you're not credible. The word incredible means not credible. Terrific, the root word of that is terror. It's terrific. Ah, that's terrific. I'm terrified of it. Extraordinary is not ordinary. It's more than ordinary. It's big, 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 awesome. So watch your words. And if you don't know what an actual root word is, look it up. Etymology.com will teach you, like, if you're using a strong word in a negative connotation or in a positive connotation. Subheads here, helpful authority. We understand you. We get you. We've got you, boo. We'll show you how to. We're knowledgeable. We're experienced. We've been at this a while. This isn't our first rodeo. Matter of fact, we don't even do rodeos. We do scuba. It's okay to have some sense of fun and whimsy. Not our first rodeo because we're scuba diving experts. You won't have to ride a horse when you come with us, but we'll show you a seahorse if you want to see one. Call to action is primary. It instructs. The transitional invites. Everybody clear on that? I've gone through that a few times. Nod some heads. You should be awake by now that caffeine is kicking in, right? Everybody's getting that? Supporting message puts you in the mix as the problem solver. Whatever gravity's got going on you, we can fix that. I can help you. I can help you immerse yourself and wash away the cares of the terrestrial world. You'll get neutral. You'll be bobbing along in the swimming pool in no time, breathing in and out with ease. Identify the problem, empathize with the person's plight or what their goal is, and be the authority. I can show you the way. This is a really great place to put testimonials, the transformations, and you want to be collecting those with every customer. One of the best ways to do this is the first time somebody comes in, you get a little video of them on what they looked like before. Just a 30-second clip. Here, let's look at you before you were a scuba diver. I'm going to send this to you as your before and after when we get a chance. And if we have time, I'm going to show you a trick on that. But that little video of this is you before is going to turn into something really big later. When you know the person that you think you're really going to get on the hook, start now. Start in the very beginning of creating their transformation for them. So here are a couple of examples. Too many people dream of diving but miss out because they feel unprepared. They don't know where to start. Our experienced instructors will help you. So you're not talking about yourself. You're just identifying their pain point first. And then you're having the compassion to be an empathetic professional. We'll help you get started. Let's do this. Everybody good with the promise? We're going to promise them a thing because we understand what you want and need. We're experts at what you do, and you can trust us. And right now, we're taking a hella bashing on trust because people keep killing little kids, and we got to stop that. We have to really lean hard into why you can trust us because the media is roasting us. So keep in mind, the promise is we're safe, we're knowledgeable, you can trust us, and you can trust us with what you're afraid of. Don't be afraid to talk about scary stuff. It might be scary to do this. You might feel afraid. It's okay. We remember what it was like to be afraid. Our experts can help walk you all the way through the feels into going from fearful to being fearless underwater. Next, we're going into the proof. This, when you're envisioning your website, the top section was your hero section, where we're all about your customer, and we're talking about what their needs and wants are. Now we're moving into the belly of the main page and the middle section to give them the proof. Your key elements on proof here, again, headline, testimonial of transformation stories, and this is where you start introducing all your badges and logos, because now they're like, okay, I want this thing. These people seem to get me because they're telling me they get me and they understand me. They've demonstrated that they're an authority. Now they're showing me their authority. Now you can give yourself some statistics. We've been in business since such and such. We've trained this many people. We've traveled to 42 different countries. This is the place for you doing the humble brag. It's the truth. It's only the truth, so you tell it. And then promise the reinforcement of all of that. This is why we're the professionals that we say we are, and here's our proof. Another call to action. Tips here, your transformation videos, let your customers do the heavy lifting for you. They can be a 10-second clip, or they can be like a very quick before and after of somebody doing that thing in the pool where they can't clear their mask and then they go, bleh! And then the next time you see them clear the mask and it's like, oh, Shazam, I did it. We don't show enough of that. We have so many chances to share the epic fails and then the glorious redemptions. Leverage that. Your customers will love it. They really will. Like, I couldn't do this, and now I can. And I entered the water nearly water soluble, and now look at me. I'm an aquatic superhero. Trip photos. One of the best websites I ever saw was a trip photo where they left a space in the middle, and then when they got home from the trip, they had a graphic of, you could be here, what you missed. There was just a little blank white spot with text in it, and it was like, oh, FOMO. In a glorious setting, totally worked, and you didn't need anything more than that to convince the customer that they were missing out on a thing. And then they positioned the join us next, join us on our next trip right underneath it. This is, again, where logos go neat, uniform, not the hodgepodge, like, Mod Podge thing of logos. Make it in a row, size them down, make everything look like it belongs and it matters. Another strong call to action. So, we've got the promise, we get you, we understand what you want, we're experts. Here's the proof. We've been in this business a long time, we have this many locations, we do blah, 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 we have our logos, etc. Promise, proof, plan. The plan, mid to bottom of your main page. Key elements here, boom, boom, boom. How to join us, how to work with us, how to learn from us. Do this, do this, do this. I would strongly encourage that your first step is come see me. Come sit by me. Come visit us. Please stop in. Let's schedule a mind mapping of your scuba adventure. We need to be connecting with our customers, and we're inviting them to stay distant from us. I'd really strongly encourage you, whenever you're doing your website audit and your website redirect, make it so that they feel like they can come sit by you and join you. Let's have lunch. Let's have a coffee. I'll meet you someplace. We don't have to do it in the store. Let's just meet and get to know each other. It might sound a little crazy because you think, well, that's not what my website is supposed to be, and that's not what my business is. But you're in the business of connection. That's the first job, is to connect with people and then make them trust you. So do the 1, 2, 3. Strong call to action at the end of every one of these. Examples, getting started is simple. Let's meet up. Come join us. Learn and train safely with us. That's step 2. 3 is explore with confidence. You can join one of our group trips, or we can schedule a vacation for you. Call to action, do this now. So we got the SB7 framework is the story brand 7 key elements. These are your wireframe takeaways that you present to your webmaster or to whoever in your company is doing your website. And you don't have to worry about memorizing all this or getting all the screen grabs. If you want this deck to share with your designer, I'm happy to share it with you. Just email me and it's yours. Homepage, your customer is the hero. The top part of the website is referred to as the hero section. How about that? What's the irony? It's like, that's what it's supposed to be and do. So make it about your customer. Before, we've been in business since blah, 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 we blah, 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 we sell. Blah. How many of you have that on your main page right this minute? Yep, a couple of you. It's what we were taught to do, but now we're learning to do it differently. After, turn your dream of exploring the underwater world into reality. These people don't know what they want yet. They just know they want a thing. Like, get into their dreams. Get into, you know you want this. You don't know what it is yet, but you know you want it. Instead of what your business does, which is a feature, you are going to tell them what the focus on is how we understand what you want and need. Even if you don't understand what that is, whatever that thing is that you're longing for, chances are we've got it. Come meet with us and we'll show you how. Now your service pages on the things that you're actually doing, they don't necessarily need to be front and center at the top right or top left of your web page. Those can go down to the bottom now, which is like, ooh, that's revolutionary. But structure each of the service pages with the specific problem that the service solves or provides. Problem, solution. And you can even say on the website, problem, solution. It's that simple because people are looking for answers to problems. Problem, solution. How you guide customers through the solution, how they can get the solution, and then success stories from other people who have had that problem solved. So here again is the navigation bar. We used to say about, courses, equipment, contact. Most of our customers going to our website for the first time don't know about equipment. They don't know what any of this shit is. So why make that a big feature? Why dive, learn to dive, success stories? Those are things that they want to hear about. Why are these people even doing this? Who does this? And if they survived it, I probably want to learn from them. Let's test out and see how many people survived this experience before I do it myself. So consider moving your navigation bars around a little bit. It might sound a little crazy at first, but the simpler, the better. Stick with the feels. Communication strategies, use aspirational language, address emotional issues, and really and truly, it's okay. How many of you remember what it felt like to be slightly afraid of your first scuba lesson? Like, you can say, I didn't know what I was doing. It was scary. I didn't know there were going to be bubbles. I had no idea I was going to hear the sound of my own breath. Wow, that was weird. But then I listened to it and I liked the way it sounded and it made me feel at ease. That's a couple of sentences. Or even like if you're the owner and you want to say that on your own website, saying, hey, listen, when I started out on this, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but I certainly warmed up to it and now look at me. Address the emotions because really and truly, we are meat balloons full of air and emotions. It's all we are. Giant meat balloon. Nothing but a soup of emotions inside here. And we have to cut through that emotional soup to get to people's monies. Create empathy-driven content. Use a social proof strategy that's going to work for you. Okay? And that's going to be up to who your demographic is and how you're going to reach them. So that's something that I would have to talk to each one of you individually about in order to help you discern that. But is this making sense? Yes? Is your website currently using this communication strategy? No. Does it seem hard to make this change? Because if you say, yes, that seems hard, I really want to drill that down with you, because all you're doing is a little bit of editing of the language. You're taking out the we, replacing it with the you, adding some feels, and then you go from there. A website audit. How would you even start? You can start looking at your own website very simply with all the elements that I'm talking about here. Look at it not as, oh my God, we're gonna die. We have to redo our entire website. No, you don't. You can just go in and make a couple little tweaks. And then you can turn it over to a designer later. When you're feeling comfortable with the language, you can have somebody help you with that. And I'm happy to help you and help you find a designer that speaks the same language. The we versus you statements are easy to make. And just go through on your website and use little tick marks. How many times do we say we, our, instead of you? Just give yourself a little score on that. And when you get back to looking at your own websites, make certain that every single section of your website has an invitation. The invitation starts with an instruction that's a strong CTA, and then the invitation. Verify that the benefits are featured first before the features. You'll feel better. The ride will be smoother. Your hair will be silkier. Not the ingredients or the horsepower. All of the benefits. The features, really, we don't buy so much on features. We buy on benefits first, on how you're going to feel. Because the answer to everybody's question needs to be what you're going to do for them. Because the question is, how are you going to make my life better? How do you, or that thing you do, make my life better? You're in the business of better. You have to have your website tell them what better looks like in their life. And also ask yourself, is this need-to-know information for somebody that needs to buy from me right now? Because your backstory is probably awesome, and so many businesses have really amazing backstories, but your backstory, your about us, your our history, that can be at the bottom, right next to your contact information. Okay, and that sounds like, oh, but we have such a great story. Well, think about it. Get to their emotions first and then fill them in. And if you really want to cling to the need to know information, is it need to know? Well, they don't need to, but I still want it. That's okay. You can stay with that. But over time, rethink it a little bit. If it's not need to know now, put it where it's in the junk drawer at the bottom of your website. They'll find it because everybody goes to the junk drawer. Everybody goes to the bottom and they dig around. So they're going to find the thing. It's fun, like Taylor Swift with her Easter eggs. People will dig around and look for the thing. 7 key concepts. Again, this is in the SB7 book. You can buy the used book and put it in your break room and have everybody study it when they're on their breaks. Identify the ideal customer. Be a problem solver. Position your brand as the guide. Demonstrate empathy and authority. Give them the action plan and tell them how to implement it. Reinforce better, more, richer, more exciting, happily ever after. You're going to survive and thrive with us. And celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. This is all the 7 concepts of the SB7 framework, and it's also the 7 concepts in the wireframe that are your promise and your proof. And that's me, clearstorycoach.com. I've been an SDI instructor since SDI was a baby. Matter of fact, I helped SDI get born when it was first TDI. So I know what I'm talking about teaching Scuba. I'm you. I'm not just the person that has a business about coaching people to get their story clear. I would strongly encourage you, if you don't do anything else out of this demonstration today, this session, get these books, write it, listen to them, go through the chapters, and really study it and see how it can work for your business, because we are in the business of transformation. Scuba diving is the hero's journey story arc. We are the Disney movie. We're not the dry cleaner. We're not the mortuary. We're not the tire changer guy. We're in the business of transformation, and we can really make this work. And now I want to answer any questions. I've got, let's see, we're so good. We got like 5 minutes for questions and answers. Yeah, please.
So I'm very driven by the adventure. I do the call to action and the empathy thing,
Uh-huh.
but it's very strongly, I'm realizing, the call to adventure. When you talk about ease and comfort, that's an approach that makes sense to me based on teaching, but it's not something I fit into. Do you have any other suggestions for approaches?
All right, here you go. Let's see if I brought it with me. You're gonna be the diver. You're walking into my dive center. Never scuba dived before. Come over here. Yeah, you asked. This is what happens when you ask a question, right? So, you've never scuba dived before. I'm not sure I could do it. So that's you, right? So you're gonna say, hi, I've never scuba dived before. I'm not sure I can do it.
Hard to imagine. Hi,
Right?
I'm Casey. I've never scuba dived before. What's it all about?
I can teach you to scuba dive in like 3 breaths.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. I have in my hand magic bubbles. Do you know how to breathe in and out of your mouth?
Mostly.
Okay. Scuba diving looks like this. You breathe in. You breathe out.
It's cute. It's cute.
Here, you try. Breathe in. Oh, you're gonna exhale through your nose. Bitch, I knew I had a ringer. I knew I had a ringer. But now what we're gonna do is, now when you do this, I want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself in the ocean. That's how we scuba dive. That's slicker than snot, you guys. You have to use Pustafix bubbles because the bubbles have to be iridescent and they have to be beautiful. Okay? This shit's expensive. But if you buy it in the big jugs, you can buy the little dinky, like 24 for $10 jars of it. Pour that out, use that to rinse the wetsuits with, and then replace it with Pustafix. German engineered bubbles are the very best, okay? This little deal was $8. This is how much I love you. But if you buy it in the jugs, it's really inexpensive. So you brand your bubble wand, you put your logo on the outside, and then next time somebody comes in and he says, come sit by me, you think you can't scuba dive? Watch this. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna teach you how. What just happened? This is connection. It's also bringing them back to their childhood. This answers your question about ease and joy. How would I do it? This is how I would do it. Ease and joy. We're making it too damn difficult. We're putting the rebreather at the front of the room. We're scaring the shit out of people before they even can sit down. Replace the rebreather thing with a chair and some dolphin and sea star plushies. Make it simple. Clarify your message. Connect with your customer. Repeat that for consistency, and you're going to build trust. When you build the trust, what happens? What do they open? Their pocketbooks, their wallets. Yes, you have a question.
Do you have an example website of a dive shop that you say does this well so that we can see what it visually looks like?
Sadly, I do not, because this is the first day I've done this presentation and we have a lot of work to do. But maybe by the end of January, you can be the shining example of that. Because I bet you any website that you open for scuba is going to look like wah, wah. But today we changed that. And if you want me to help you change it, I'd be happy to, because that's what I'm here for. I'm Cathryn Garcia. I'm your Clear Story coach, and I'm done. Thank you. Thank you very much.